The Loong is the most simple and effective ruler to use in merge tactics. But the Loong is a very simple and intuitive ruler to use. I personally don't use the Loong too much because I just prefer playing the Spirit Empress. However, the Loong is a very good ruler to use still. And yeah, I'm going to show you the best strategies to use with the Loong. I would say the Goblins obviously are a top card you need to use, plus the Clan. So let's go for this Dark Goblin here. And we do get an E-Giant merge. I will probably wait for that. But the Loong strategy revolves around the early game. You want to try to do as much damage in the early game, try to get those rulers out early on, because in the late game, you actually don't have too much elixir to be working with. So against rulers like the Spirit Empress, yeah, you will sort of falter in the late game, but you try to want to hold on as much as you can in the early game. So like this, I have 10 HP still, and this guy has 2 HP, the Spirit Empress player there. So that is a difference in our strategies here. But let's go for this Electro Giant. Let's just farm these goblins. And I think I will just stay with this for now. We're actually getting some pretty good merges for now. But I will try to be going for Clan because Clan is the best strategy with the Elixir Loong. Clan plus Goblins because Clan is just so good. It's cheap, but it's the best trait. Like, I don't really get why they didn't nerf the trait yet because it's literally just broken. But either way, guys, we are going to get this nice Ranger trait off, and we are going to get Goblins, so that is really good. And our RG, hopefully, can we win this? RG and Dart versus a 2-star Dart. We're going to preserve all of our HP. I mean, for perspective, I don't even play the Loong. Like, I've never played the Loong before, really. This is, like, my first time playing the Loong pretty much, and, like, we're still doing pretty decently with it, so that's obviously really good. But now we are up against the Empress player, so this is going to be pretty rough because the Spirit Empress is obviously a lot better late game, but good thing we held on to a lot of that early game HP because now we can take a bit of damage and not be too endangered by it. So I think we'll kill this Mega Knight. Can we kill this P.E.K.K.A? If we can kill this P.E.K.K.A and take only 3 HP, that's going to be really good. I don't think we will, unfortunately. But let's try to go for this full clan if we can right now. Unfortunately, have to sell these cards. We do get the 3-star Dark Goblin. That's really good. Let's just try to cycle for the cards that we actually need at this point. Let's go for the Queen. This is actually really good. And I think I might... Yeah, let's go for Clan. This is actually a pretty good start. Okay, so we are up against a Clan. Clan is obviously really good still. Oh, I should have put the Skeleton Dragon instead of the Bandit. I just realized that we have that 3-star Dark Goblin that we can hold on to. So hopefully we're not going to take too much damage or even possibly win. Oh my god, that was so close. Our Dark Goblin stayed alive and we are at least top 3, so that is super good. Who just died? Let's see what he had. He had Clan. He had the maxed out Valkyrie, so that's going to be really good. Let's merge and sell this guy. And I think I'll probably put this guy in for now. At least go for the 4 Rangers here. That shouldn't be too bad here. Let's sell the Electro Giant, I would say. We do get a nice Valkyrie here, and let's put in the P.E.K.K.A. Let's try to go for... Okay, we get a Barb, so we get full Clan and full Rangers, so this is going to be really good. And we are up against the dead guy, so I do think we probably just easily win this. But that is going to be the problem. The Spirit Empress player is still alive. The Spirit Empress is like the kryptonite to the Loong, I would say, because if it stays alive, yeah, you're not going to win that game. So as long as we aren't up against the Spirit Empress... Okay, I don't really know what to do in this case, but let's buy the RG for now. Let's just try to hopefully get some good upgrades and survive. Though, honestly, I have no idea if we can even survive this. So, unfortunately, we're probably going to be losing this game, but I would say is the biggest counter to the Loong, just the Spirit Empress here. So, unfortunately, we are going to lose, but we do get a guaranteed top 3 at least. Anyways, though, we are the only Loong in this lobby, so I did notice a lot of Loongs have becoming a bit less popular. Either way, though, hopefully we do win this round, and we also do get a double Goblin, which is really good. The Loong is just so good in the early game here. As you can see, he can't really do anything against us. But yeah, I would say let's go for this Spear Goblin here, merge that guy. That's really good. Let's go for the P.E.K.K.A as well for the Barb trait. And I will just go for the Dark Goblin early on, because why not? But anyways, I do have a flight to catch in about a day or so, so I'm actually really excited. I'm going back to my hometown, and I was sort of reflecting. I don't know. I would say I'm a pretty, like, reflecting person. At the end of the semester, of course, I was just reflecting on everything I did this year, and we actually get that 3-star Goblin. That's super good. And honestly, I'm just gonna sell that guy. Like, let's just go for the Clan really quick, and let's see actually what they're running. I think I'm just gonna put the Valkyrie in for now, and I'll probably just wait another round here. But as I was saying, I was reflecting. Of course, I do that a lot, man. I don't know if it's like normal or if I'm just like, I would say I'm like a pretty like sentimental person. I don't know. I really get. I'm pretty emotional, I would say. Like I think about like my past on like, dang, like, you know, like how far did life come for me to get here? But it was just something crazy because I feel like this is the most I've ever accomplished, like pretty much like I would say in my life, in the sense that this was my most productive semester in terms of like actual like tangible results, because in this semester I started my YouTube channel, and I've obviously come a long way thanks to you guys with all the support you've been giving me, and I'm just so blessed. This is probably the like best semester, best like phase of my life I've actually had in terms of like fulfillment, productivity, because I think content is like, before I started making content, I honestly I didn't really feel like I had a purpose in life. Like I just kind of lived through like other people's like goals of me. Like as an Asian person, my parents were always like, you know, just go to a good college, man. And then I was like, oh, okay. So then I just started studying, obviously, but I didn't really have like an actual purpose. I was kind of just doing what other people were telling me to do. But when I started making content, that's when I actually started living for myself, right? Living my own life and just doing things that I actually wanted to do. And I guess on paper that seems like, oh wow, you must have like actually had like a really good life um this semester. And obviously I did. Like I had the most like fulfillment I've ever felt. But even so, like as I was reflecting, it was at 5 a.m. I was at the gym, and I was just thinking about, I guess, what I accomplished this semester. Like, did I have any regrets? You know, did I really enjoy like all my time that I've had? And I still, like, even though I had the most like productive, quote unquote, fulfilling semester like ever, I had like, I still had, I was still feeling a bit like down, I guess, which really doesn't make sense. But I don't know. I was just thinking like, yeah, sure, I accomplished so much, man. Like, you know, I started a YouTube channel that has been doing so good thanks to you guys, and I've been living a life that I've just been really enjoying. But at the same time, I was like, a lot of things I missed a lot of things this semester, like because I spent so much time making content. I just haven't really met a lot of like friends a lot this semester. You know, so there's just things like that that, you know, I felt like I missed out on, I guess. But I guess that sort of goes to show that like, I don't know, I guess no matter how much you accomplish, there'll always be that like, oh, that's not enough sort of moment there. It is what I've realized, I guess. I don't know, I've always like kind of lived like, oh man, I didn't do enough this year. Like, oh man, like I regret this. But I guess I realized that there's just never gonna be a moment where you're just like truly satisfied. But I don't know, I've always been pretty hard on myself in that respect. But I guess from now on, I'll start living a bit more like optimistically, I guess. I guess just, I don't really know how else to put it, but I guess I'll start living more optimistically. And I don't know, I encourage anyone who sort of like lives like that, who has regrets a lot or kind of looks back, to just, I don't know, like, you know, you're not always gonna be satisfied in life, right? There's always bigger goals, bigger things that you want to do. But anyways, let's try to go for double goblins here, I guess. But even honestly, as you guys have seen, like I don't even play this character. Like I've like pretty much, I think I've only played the Loong maybe like less than like 20 times, but it's still like very intuitive to use. And he's just like a very good ruler that if you're starting merge tactics, you know, you don't really know what to do. Yeah, you could definitely just run this guy because he's just so easy to use. Yeah, and like even if you don't really play him at all, you could just, it's very intuitive to use, I would say. So let's go for this Mega Knight here. And let's go for the Dark Goblin, I would say. And we could honestly just pop him in here instead of the mini P.E.K.K.A, I would say. And then we have some good stuff. We have Brawler, Ranger, Goblin, which is pretty good, but we are up against two Empress players, and this guy actually did get really lucky here because he has that 3-star Spirit Goblin. So usually the only way you like consistently lose is if you face like Empress player that survives here. So unfortunately, yeah, this guy got the 3-star bar from the 3-star Spirit Goblin. So this is honestly a really bad modifier for the Loom here, but I guess we'll just try to see if we can survive. Honestly though, I doubt we can win because it's like a like as a Spirit Empress player, it's pretty impossible, I'd say, for the Looms to really do anything here, but I guess I'll still try, right? But anyways, as you guys can see, it is a very sort of simple strategy to use. Let's just go for the Valkyrie here and the Skeleton Dragons. I mean, we already have the Rangers. Like, you're always gonna get like pretty decent starts in the beginning with the 3 cards. Usually you'll survive the early rounds, so that's gonna be really good. But oh, also something really interesting is I'm actually starting a so I've seen these reels on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's I think it's Stanford that started like a Clash Royale club, and they had like these big tournaments, which was like super sick. Basically, one of my old classmates from English last year in my freshman year, he reached out to me and he was like, "Yo, we should do something like this for at our school." And I was like, "Yo, like that actually kind of sounds like a good idea." So basically, we reached out to the like official esports organization at our school, and we were like, yo, can we start this at our school? I think this would be really good because there already kind of is like a Supercell club at our school, but it's really bad. Like they don't actually really do anything. So I mean, obviously I really like playing like normal Clash, so I was like, wait, this would actually be a really good idea for us to do. So we actually got it approved. So we're gonna be starting tournaments next semester and things like that. So I'm super excited about that. So this guy only has 4 characters, but he's playing the Loom, so that's actually really interesting. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe he sold like 1 stars to upgrade his P.E.K.K.A.s. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but hopefully we take him out at least. I think we will take him out just because of the Rangers buff, so that's super good. And this Empress player is also on 1 HP, so that's going to be kind of crazy for him. Let's go for the Musketeer here. Let's buy the Goblin and sell it, I guess. I think it's just too late for us to get Goblins. I will say, though, I think let's go for the Mini P.E.K.K.A. here. We get the Brutus as well, so that's going to be really good. We also could get Noble, but I feel like in this case, I think the Brutus is better just because it buffs the Valkyrie, who's a 2-star, and she has Clan, so it's gonna be buffing like a more important card that we have. Let's push this bar back though, and let's get our Ooh, okay, so his Prince actually knocked back our Valkyrie there, so that's gonna be pretty big for him. But our Valkyrie's getting a lot of splash, so I think that's definitely the right play. We still have 10 HP, so this is really good. With the Loom, you'll often preserve like a lot of your HP early on, so that's a really good perk of the Loom. You usually won't die in the early game. Let's go for the Electro Giant here. We actually do get a nice trait with our RG. But I think now I'll probably just go for a Clan here if we can. Let's go for the Queen there. And okay, unfortunately, we don't really get anything else, but this should be fine for now. I think in the next turn, I could try to find the Wizard here. But that is the only problem with the Loom. You don't really get Elixir in the late game, so we sort of like need to survive here if we want to do anything. I think if we kill the Prince, we actually don't kill the Prince somehow. And okay, I guess we just wait. Okay, so we do get the coaching here. Let's go for the RG, and I'd say probably the Barb here. Let's do that. But yeah, I also did mention this in a previous video, but I just thought I'd talk to you guys about it because, I mean, obviously, like, I like to keep things real here. But yeah, I'm actually going back to my home country in a day or so, so I'm super excited about that. But I've actually been getting really burned out from content. Let me rephrase that. That sounds pretty negative, but not in like a bad way necessarily. Like, it's just like when you do something every day for, you know, a long time, you know, it's pretty easy to get burned out. Obviously, like when you go to your job, I don't know how many of you are working, but you know, it gets kind of old after, you know, after a while. Or when you do school, that's why we have breaks in school, because like, yeah, learning things can be interesting, but after you study hours every day, it can get pretty old. So it's sort of like that. It's not that I don't like actually like making content or anything. I love making content like more than anything else in the world, but it's sort of like a break every once in a while. It's pretty good. So I'm super excited to be going back to Korea. Let's get the Barb upgrade here and the Skeleton Dragons. Let's just do that for now. But yeah, it's getting a bit like, that's why I don't really make the shorts as often, but I'm just gonna, you know, take my rest in Korea, enjoy that time. Of course, the daily uploads are still gonna be happening, but I'm gonna be less focused on the gameplay when I go to Korea, because what I used to do a lot is I used to just try to like play a lot of games and then just cut like the bad ones out and just try to get like the best examples of games. But like, it's honestly, I don't really enjoy the game that much these days, to be honest. Like, I prefer playing like, I've been playing a lot of Valorant and Minecraft, so that's what I like doing a bit more in the free time. So it's a lot harder to like crank out like a lot of games in a row, because it's like when you're not really like having as much fun, it just becomes a lot like it becomes a lot less enjoyable, I guess. So I would say I'm going to be taking more of like a like chill everyday approach. So there might be a bit more losses, because I just, yeah, again, like, yeah, there might be a bit more losses, but a lot of interesting things are going to be happening in break. So hopefully I can just talk more about that. I do like making commentary based videos a lot more, because that's honestly what I prefer watching. Also, yeah, like, that's because like I don't know, I was talking about this on a stream once, but like I don't really watch Clash videos in my free time. Like, Merge Tactics is different because it's like a lot more casual, but like in terms of like actual like Clash videos, I don't really watch them like when I eat and stuff, because it's like, okay, this might be different because I'm like sort of a I try to like play better, but like, dude, when I watch Clash videos, like I actually like, I have to be like locked in, if that makes sense, because when I'm watching like Riley or like Ian or something, like I need to like understand their moves, and like I feel like that's just not something you could really do when you're just like kind of like casually eating a meal. Like when you're like stuffing your face with like chicken or something, like it's hard to like sort of like try to like count their elixir and like their cycle and like understand the moves they're making. So it's like I can't really like watch Clash videos when I eat. I can only really do it when I'm like consciously like trying to understand their moves, which takes like obviously a lot of like brain power to do. Like I think merge tactics videos are definitely different because like I mean it's just like very fast, like dopamine inducing sort of gameplay that's happening. So I do think that's like obviously very different, but they do have the brawlers and the clan here, which is a bit unfortunate here. So I guess honestly I could just try going for the brawlers. I don't really see what else I could do here, to be honest. And I keep accidentally selling the wrong things, man. I feel like they should try to like tweak their hitboxes because they're a bit too big here, but let's just do this for now. We have the double goblin, 5 traits, which is pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, I don't know why. I have to say locked in. Nobody I've ever spoken to has had that like similar experience. So I thought that was like pretty interesting for some reason. But either way, dude, somehow we get second place against the... Okay, so he has full clan. I'm going to try to just take this guy's stuff and just go full clan here. So let's go for the barbarian. Let's merge and sell the E-Giant. Let's go for the princess. We need the Valkyrie. Perfect. Let's put this guy in. Let's upgrade the Valk and the wizard here. Let's probably, I'll do this. And let's upgrade him. Let's go for the princess really quickly. And then I'll upgrade the Valk. And let's do this. We have 7 out of 7 cards. I probably think we will lose here, but we do get at least a guaranteed second. So that's the thing. The Loong, you won't get as much elixir in the late game. However, you will survive the early game more and get a lot more guaranteed top 2. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. I will be streaming from a different setup in, I would say, 3 videos from now. So other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.